has officially breached containment. Analog horror, I awake to the sound of breathing that is not yours. It is slow, measured, patient. You do not move. The air feels heavy, slick, as if the walls themselves are sweating. The dark around you hums faintly, not with electricity, but with something deeper, like the bass line of a song you've never heard but somehow know. The smell hits next, warm, chemical sweet. The scent of plastic toys left too long in the sun. Something in your bones tells you you are not alone. And something older than fear tells you to keep your eyes shut up by the time you hear it. The tap, tap, tap. You have already broken the first rule. The pattern is always the same. The hour is always between 2:08 and 2:16 a.m. No alarms, no knocks, only the sound of wet steps in the hall. If you are awake, you hear them. If you are asleep, you dream them. Either way, you will know when the door opens, because the air will change, warmth pushed out by something colder, not in temperature, but in intent. That is when the tapping begins. Always 3, always slow, always in time with your own breathing, until it hyacinth single quarter starter happens in clusters 3 nights in a row, then silence for months. But the silence is not safety. The silence is when you forget the smell, the sound, the way the shadows lean toward the door. That's when you stop locking it. That's when he comes back. Case 1, adolescent subject male, 17. Parents reported he had been staying up late to catch it on video. On the 3rd night, neighbors heard music coming from his room low, muffled and wrong, as if underwater. At 2:14 a.m., parents entered to find the boy standing in the center of the room, eyes open, body swaying. His skin glistened as though oiled, and his pupils were blown wide. He did not respond to his name. 20 minutes later, he collapsed, lungs rattling with a fluid no lab has been able to identify. He has not spoken since. Case 2, elder subject, female, 82, lives alone. Care worker discovered her at dawn. Door ajar, television playing static at full volume. She was seated in her armchair, hands clasped over her chest. Her nightgown was damp with a clear, viscous film, fingertips wrinkled, as though she had been submerged for hours. Autopsy revealed fluid deep in the ear canals and behind the eyes, yet lungs were dry. Cause of death remains undetermined, though the coroner's notes end with the words, "She was smiling." That was the worst part. Case 3, juvenile subject, female, 6. Parents awoke to screaming at 12 a.m. found her standing on the bed, pointing at the corner of the room. She had been playing with a doll that walked in by itself. No doll was found. Only a wet trail leading from the child's bed to the open window 3 floors up. Child now refuses to sleep without the lights on, but still wakes at 2:13 a.m. every night, staring at that same corner. Why it happens, what little we know, the working theory is resonance. His arrival is preceded by a frequency beneath human hearing, but still felt in the bones and blood. That frequency alters perception. Doors seem unlocked when they are not, windows open when they were nailed shut. Subjects enter a compliant state, their bodies producing a thin protective oil. Under extreme stress, no known recording has captured his full appearance. Even live witnesses report distortions, as though the figure were stretched or elongated. The doll is likely a projection allure, familiar yet wrong, designed to bypass rational defense. Whether the doll is him, part of him, or something he carries remains unresolved.